Okay, this is our field study number 2. First of all, we'd like to start off like who did we interview? We interviewed Chef Eric from King's Hawaiian. He's one of the executive chefs for King's Hawaiian in their food innovation department. And so I was able to get in contact with him from my food innovation class. Before he worked at King's Hawaiian, he mentioned that he had multiple experiences in a bunch of other hotels and food and beverage programs. So that's why we decided to interview him and thought he would make a great candidate for our interview. Um, what were the key takeaways? One of my key takeaways was compared to the last interview was the first question, what are the key aspects of our beverage program and how is our beverage program different from their competitors? One of the reasons they said they're so different is because they did hold a lot of like alcoholic beverage events such as like wine tastings, VIP, social media events, because that's super trending right now, wine tastings, beer tastings. And they also they really utilized getting to know their vendors and seeing what's selling well and what's trending. So I found that super interesting. And then next she's going to talk about her key takeaways.
Yeah, I very agree with the question too. It said the cultural is very important for a person. The influence of culture on a person is long and far-reaching, almost his whole life, I think. Like my husband and I are from China, and I usually don't drink alcohol, but my husband likes alcohol, so he always like to drink Chinese 白酒. Even though we have been in Hawaii for almost 8 years, he always goes to the store to find the Chinese 白酒, like one kind of Chinese alcohol. Yeah.
Okay. Next, we'll be talking about our industry analysis. And so we chose the country or region we chose was Japan.
Yeah. First, the restaurant we chose is Tamkin. This restaurant serves a lot of beer. I think it's very different from other restaurant we choose. And the next one is Tonkatsu Maison. This restaurant have many different types of alcohol, including beer, wine, and Japanese shake. But there is only a small selection of each type of alcohol, like only 2 or 3 selection. And the next one is Heitsuma Bushi. This is a very Japanese style restaurant because they service the alcohol is Japanese style shake, and they also service the aged shake that is I think is more expensive than others.
And then next is more the fine dining. So Wolfgang Steakhouse. Wolfgang is a very well-known like European chef. So this was very interesting we chose this one because it's more westernized, especially in Japan. They have a wide variety of wine from all around the world from different regions. I think this is because most European cuisine, they usually pair their food with wines, not essentially sake or like beer. And this is a more fine dining restaurant, so they're not going to have as much beer or anything. So it's more going to be more wine and like cocktails and stuff like that. The next restaurant is Gome, which is um another fine dining restaurant. There are many types of alcohol on this a wide variety of alcohol on this menu. You have brandy, umeshu, spirits, whiskey, even Chinese rice wine, but no beer. So again, since this is not like a regular casual dining restaurant, they're not gonna have beer. And if they did, it'd probably be like draft beer, so not just like bottles of beer like a regular bar. But I found this very interesting that they serve Chinese rice wine. I found that very interesting. I've never seen that before. And then the next restaurant is Cuisine Michael Trogos, a wide variety of delicious sake whiskeys and brandies. Like I said before, since this is a fine dining restaurant, they are not gonna have a lot of beer. As you can see, they only really have 3 different types of beer, and it's probably draft beer by the glass, not like a regular bar or anything. But Japan does have a very big drinking culture, and I know that they really love their beer, so I wasn't surprised to see at least a couple varieties of beer. And obviously they have sake, whiskey, brandies, more mixed cocktails and fancier cocktails to pair with their choice of food. And then the last thing that I'm going to talk about for the both of us was reflecting on the other team's video or field study 1 from the other team. Unfortunately, they didn't have an interview in their video, so I wish we both got to see who they interviewed and see their side or a different industry standpoint in the food and beverage program. But overall, they chose very interesting restaurants. I think a couple of them were Asian restaurants, like, or one of them was a Korean restaurant, which is, I find we both said that they're both really trending right now, especially with soju. They pair any Korean restaurant has soju, and I feel like soju is really trending with the younger generation right now. So I found that very interesting, and how they paired that off with the food. And so that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'll let you know. I should save this time.
Okay.
Bye.